Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB the 16 NJ, the place to be for Paper Saber Universe. This is the New World Podcast, brother. We're talking about Monday Night Raw, January 15th, 2024. Michael Cole, Wade Barrett on commentary. We're in Little Rock, Arkansas, and it is cold there, just like it is here in Flagstaff, Arizona. They got some snow, but the crowd got in, and it was a great crowd. New stage. I don't know if this is a permanent stage, though. It might be, because I like it. But it seems like a stage they use for their live shows. I know their live shows is really just like a little screen and then, or the logo or whatever, and it's not that big. But this felt like it's one of those. But I don't know. I like it. I dig it. Like, it took me a while to be like, wait, the stage seems smaller than everything else. But it's one of those things where change is necessary. Freshen up the show, freshen up the look. We started off with the Martin Luther King tribute package. Great song. Kind of got me like, aw. And I went out and found the artist. I should have wrote his name down, but I really did like the song they had with this in the Martin Luther King package. WWE always does great packages, especially when it comes to the holidays and everything like that, supporting the vets and supporting the Martin Luther King Day like this and everything like that. So they always know how to make it beautiful and pretty and everything like that. Seth Rollins is here. He got his kiddo with him. I was like, oh, look at this little kid. Oh, my kid's not small no more. She's all grown up. Jinder's rolling up. He's going to take on Seth freaking Rollins tonight for the World Heavyweight Championship. Is it his time? Is it his time to hook his teeth into it? No, that doesn't sound right. Cody Rhodes comes out first. Great pop. Whoa! And then Drew comes out to interrupt him. And I thought Drew was going to get into some action here because he had his gear on. So I was like, okay, Drew's here to fight. But no, just great exchange of words. And Drew doing the same thing he did to Punk. Like, hey, I was here when you were here. We both left and blah, 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 blah. And Drew, I would say Drew and Cody are more alike than Punk and Drew, And they went off and made their names and stuff like that. Punk was already a name, and he just left. He didn't even go off to wrestle in other companies. He just left. So these two a little bit more deep in that storytelling, and they're talking about the tag team they were back in the day and everything like that. And that was pretty cool. That was a nice flashback. I was like, oh, yeah, they were a tag team for a bit. Huh. Wow, that's crazy. But Drew's going on, and Drew mentions a match, that he had with him, and the last match, and blah, 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 the final match he ever had with him, Cody. And then Cody, just to burn him, just goes, yeah, you keep talking about this, blah, 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 blah. But, you keep talking about this match. But let's ask the real question. Who won? And I was like, whoa! Call the fire department. Cody's got the burn on that one. I was like, damn. But Drew had some great jabs at him saying, Cody, why are you wearing the suits and the big vocabulary? You're a thesaurus and everything like that. But Cody held down his own on that mic, and it was nice to see Drew and Cody take jabs at each other. R-Truth's backstage. He's getting his hustle on by selling Judgment Day merch on the streets, buying it wholesale and selling it. And Davey's like, hey, Truth, you need to knock this off. The group's getting really, really mad about this, blah, blah, blah. And then Truth goes, yo, dog, here. And Davey's like, what? He says this wad of money. He's like, oh. And Damian changes his tune. He's like, oh, hey. He's like, you know what? Keep selling those. He goes, Truth says, don't worry. Everyone's going to get their cut. And Damian's like, well, tonight then, in our match, don't tag with Miz. Don't tag yourself in. And Truth goes, oh, okay, wink. And Damian's just like, oh, okay. And if I heard this correctly, Damian is the one that says, let's extend this R-Truth storyline a little bit more. And if that's true, that's awesome. Because I think they're making some comedy gold. They're also just making themselves some money, because I really want one of those shirts with the R-Truth added on it. JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio versus DIY. Great match. DIY, this is the route I wanted them to go in the first place. And they beat JD and they beat Dominic, but I got to give it up to JD and Dominic as well because they held their own against DIY until the end. And I want to see this tag team division keep growing, keep getting stronger, just like the women's tag team division as it should. And this was earlier in the day. Indy, Candice, Piper, Chelsea are with Adam. Chelsea's causing a fuss and everything like that. And it sets up a match that we're getting into next. But I am kind of pissed off that they made Samantha not do Chelsea Green. I used to love that. But there was news about how the WWE's didn't like that and stuff like that. So, and they told her to stop doing that. And then she did it regular. She's like, Chelsea Green. I was like, aw, they really did take it away from her. I'm sorry, Samantha. Piper Niven, Chelsea Green versus Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. Who do you think won? Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae. We're just going to bury Chelsea and Piper at this point. Maybe it's time for them to split. Let's get Chelsea in a singles run. I would love to see what Chelsea Green can do in a singles run because I believe in Chelsea Green. I really believe in Chelsea Green. The Chelsea Green is the shit, and you cannot tell me otherwise. And she's going to go to the moon as long as she's booked correctly and she does what she can do. Carter and Chance is watching on. We have a Nia Jax package, showing how dominant and strong she is and everything like that, and how she's going to be a threat in the Royal Rumble. The Judgment Day's backstage. Rhea saw the package. She's like, I need to address the women's division. I need to tell them, what's up because I'm getting pissed off about this shit. And Damien comes back. They're like, hey, where were you? And he's like, hey, I love what Damien does here as a leader. He's like, you know what? We're all focusing on this, but what happened to you two, huh? You two lost out there? What? Let's think about that. I was like, damn. And Finn's like, hey, we got to focus about our match tonight. And Damien's like, damn right we got to. Gunther with Ludwig comes out. Gunther cuts a promo. And, he's like telling him, like, hey, I'm going to be in the Royal Rumble. I was the second to last one till he got eliminated by Cody. But, yeah, he goes on. He gives Ludwig his flowers and says, hey, I am proud of you for what you did to Kofi Kingston. You want to know who's not proud? Xavier Woods. He comes out, and we get a match between Ludwig and Xavier. Fun match, but, man, it was ruthless. It ended in a DQ. Xavier gave no fucks. He hit Ludwig with the chair, and it was just a back and forth, man. And I've never seen this side of Xavier with how angry and mean he got. I like it. Let's keep this going. Let's keep this thriving. Then we get a Bronson Reed backstage promo package. Then we go back to Xavier Woods, and then they get into another fight, Ludwig and Kaiser. I'm like, okay. And Xavier Woods got his lip busted open at some point during this match, but it added to the drama. It added to the fuel of what Xavier was trying to sell, and I really dig it. I really, really do. Seth and Jinder Mahal package, and everybody online's like, Jinder's winning the title. Jinder's winning the title. Will Triple H do this just to say fuck you to Tony Khan? What will he do this? Huh? We don't know. So, Tozawa with Maxine versus Ivar with Valhalla, both on the side. And guess what? Tozawa got the win with the help of the distraction by Maxine. But still, I even jumped out of my seat. I was like, what? Because I even told myself, I was like, oh, it'd be fucking funny if Tozawa beat Ivar, right? And guess what he did? I was like, oh my God. Tozawa, I love you. Because you nasty, boy. You nasty. But of course, Ivar and Valhalla don't like that. They beat down Tozawa. They beat down Maxine. And there's no other Alpha Academy in sight until we go backstage. Alpha Academy and the Creed brothers are there. Ivy. And she's upset. So she gets a match set up with Valhalla next week. And yeah, this was they're like, oh, you okay? But Chad's like, you're about to graduate Alpha Academy. You're doing really good. But guess what? Next week, I will take on Ivar because that's what Chad does, So Chad Gable's going to take on Ivar next week. Rhea Ripley comes out, cuts her promo, and talks about how she's the dominant one in this division, how no one can measure up to her, and goes on and on. And guess what? The man comes out. I was like, holy shit. Becky comes out. They're face to face. I'm like, and Becky's like, goes on. She's like, yeah, I've had this in my head about you, and I've been thinking about this, and it's just been eating at me, and especially for the fact that, I have this thought of you're better than me, but I need to prove that you're not by beating you and taking that world championship away from you. And to do that, I have to go to the Royal Rumble, and then it'll be the man versus mommy, and that was just like, man, that is a tagline, right? The man versus mommy. And Rhea Ripley just has that devilish smile of hers and everything like that. So we might get these two at WrestleMania. That was a really big hint, but anything can happen at this point. My wife was like, oh, that's a given that those two are going to fight. I was like, well, someone could win. Bayley could win the Royal Rumble, and she could go and take on Io at WrestleMania, and we have Rhea and Becky go on and face for the World Championship. It can happen. Jackie is with Seth Rollins backstage talking about his big match tonight, and he's not sweating. It's Seth freaking Rollins. No way he's sweating this, right? He's like, no. He's like, I will take on Jinder. I've faced many, and, I don't care who it is, and I don't care who wins the Rumble. I am a fighting champion. Cody, Punk, right here's big news out of this, though. Not with Seth. Seth did his thing. Cody and Punk face-to-face next week, because Punk put out something, I believe, on Instagram, says, hey, I got something to talk about with Cody. Maybe we should do it next week. And I was like, oh, my God. The Monday before the Royal Rumble, and I thought about it, too, my 3-day weekend. I took off that day to watch the Royal Rumble, so I'm very excited for that. I'm like, okay, let me do one more work week and do 4 days of the next week, and then I get to see the Royal Rumble, baby. Woohoo! The Miz and R-Truth versus the Judgment Day. The Miz comes out, no truth yet, but I told my wife, I was like, man, he's going to come out with the Judgment Day, isn't he? And big logo comes out for the Judgment Day. R-Truth is a part of it, which is even better. And there is R-Truth slowly walking in. And before the match starts, it's Finn and him. Because he tells her, like, hey, but technically, because Cole even correct, he's like, technically he did tag in. He's just starting the match. And he starts giving money to Finn. And Finn's like, oh, well, thank you. Yeah, put that in my pocket. He goes, there you go. Hey. And then JD comes out and says, where's my cut? And he's like, you're not part of Judgment Day, dog. Oh, man, this is such good stuff. And R-Truth goes back, and they have a kind of a match, but the Judgment Day wins overall. And, this was just some fun stuff right here. Because at a certain point, Damian had enough. Jackie's with Jinder Mahal, talking about his big match tonight. And he's like, I'm focused. I'm ready. I'm going to show everybody what I can do. Shinsuke package. He says, even though his eyes are still on Cody, but his attention is on the Royal Rumble, and he's hungry, and he's an animal, and Shinsuke's not fucking around. So we will see what Shinsuke can do at the Royal Rumble. We got this filler match, Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler versus Tegan Nox and Natalya. It was okay, but Zoe and Shayna got the win. I was like, okay. And, of course, Carter and Chance are watching on. And now the World Heavyweight Championship, the main event, Jinder Mahal with Indus Sher, they came out with them. So I was like, oh, God, versus Seth Rollins. And during this match, Damian Priest came out, and I was like, holy shit. But this match was okay in the beginning. But when we got to the false finishes, that's where this match got me, because I was like, because Indus Sher was helping. They hit Seth, and, they were cheating. And I was like, oh, my God, is Triple H really going to put the title on Jinder Mahal? Oh, my God. Like, that's where they got me towards the end, because it was just a bit sloppy, especially with the finish and everything like that. But there were moments I was, like, really believing that Jinder Mahal is walking away with his championship. Damian Priest gets up at a certain point. I'm like, oh, fuck, what is he doing? What is he doing? And then here comes Drew McIntyre. I'm like, okay, there's Drew. So I was like, when's Damian going to cash this damn thing in? Because I thought if Jinder won the championship, he would celebrate, that Damian Priest would cash in and he would beat Jinder. I was going in with that mindset right there. But no, that wasn't the case. Seth Rollins retains. A little bit of sloppiness throughout this match, but it got me where it got me. That's all I could say. Like, there was points in this match I was kind of like, oh, okay, come on. But overall, I got to say, solid 4 out of 5 for this Monday Night Raw. My favorite match was JD McDonough, Dominic Mysterio versus DIY. Favorite moment, Tozawa, baby, getting the win. I was like, oh, shit, Xavier Woods and Ludwig. I want to see more of that. I want to see more R-Truth and Judgment Day. Overall, 4 out of 5 for this Monday Night Raw. And next week is the go-home show for the Royal Rumble, and I am ready. And this was Monday Night Raw, January 15th, 2024. Michael Cole, Wade Barrett on commentary. We're in Little Rock, Arkansas. New stage, new look. I believe some new music as well. And I heard, before we get out of here, I heard Cora Jade is out, torn ACL. I was like, damn. I get her back. And I'm like, woohoo! And then I'm like, she's taken away. Hope she gets better soon. So that's it. That's all. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Share it with your grandma. Share it with your grandpa. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com and get yourself that sweet nWp logo created by Penta X. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
I am this damn business. And at WrestleMania, the story belongs to Drew McIntyre.